All right, you guys, so welcome back to our third part of our video. So we're going to keep moving right along. Okay, so I'm looking at my next rational expression. Now, this one looks a little bit different than our previous example, but okay, I'm still working with that whole idea of factoring. So I'm going to take this. All right, and I'm going to take the numerator I'm going to take out the GCF. So the GCF in this case is x to the third. So that leaves x plus 9. And then on the bottom, I have 9x squared. Okay. Now, it may not look like you can cancel anything or you can eliminate anything, but you can, in fact, cancel something. So right here, you have x to the third and you have x squared. Okay. You are allowed to subtract those fractions. And so you would have x on the top because 3, and I'm not saying subtract, oh my gosh, subtract the fractions, subtract the exponents. So I'm going to take 3 minus 2. That's going to give me x. I'm going to leave the x plus 9 alone. And then on the bottom, I'm going to get 9. Okay. Because when you take 3 minus 2, think about what it is. This is x times x times x. This is x times x. Well, if I eliminate 2 of these x's, I'm left with this x right here. X plus 9 is not touched. Well, if that's completely eliminated, all I'm left with is 9. Now, most teachers will tell you you can leave the answer like this. Occasionally, you might see someone who will have distributed it back in and said, okay, the final answer is x squared plus 9x over 9. I'll be honest, either one, and it's really inconsistent. So I can't sit there and tell you, it will always look like this, okay? Now, I can tell you this, they will not put, "This is answer choice A, this is answer choice B," 2 additional answers until you pick the right one because that would have 2 correct answers, okay? Alright, so let's look at our next example. All right, so I'm going to factor these. Okay, this is the x puzzle, -32 on top, -4 on the bottom. So that's going to be x minus 8 and x plus 4. This is -16 on top, -6 on the bottom. So that's going to be x minus 8 and x plus 2. That's how I'll get that -6. Okay, so now I have an x minus 8 in common. So my final answer is x plus 4 over x plus 2. Okay. All right. Next one. All right. So the top one, that's going to be GCF. Okay. Because I have an x cubed, then I have an x squared. So it's not any of my patterns that we worked with in our previous units. It's just they have something in common. So I'm going to take out the x squared. And then I'm going to get x plus 4 as what's left over when I pull out the x squared. Now, x squared minus 16, that's a difference of squares. Okay, this is why it's so important to recognize things. Okay, that's that difference of squares. Okay, that always factors to x plus the square root and x minus the square root of 16. Okay, so now you can see I have an x plus 4 in common. So now I have x squared over x minus 4 as my final answer. All right, that will bring us to our last example. Our last example, again, has a GCF on the top. So I'm going to take out 12x. And when I do that, I'm left with x minus 6. And on the bottom, I have 4x. Okay, so now for the moment, don't worry about any of the variables. Okay, and look at 12 over 4. Well, 12 over 4 is 3 over 1. Okay, so 3 over 1. The x's eliminate, and then I'm left with x minus 6. All right, and then, yeah, I would not leave this as my answer. I would say, okay, that's just 3 times x minus 6 or 3x minus 18. And this is another one of those, who knows? Okay, I cannot tell you without a doubt which answer is going to be considered the correct answer in terms of the test being presented to you by someone who has not, I have not written the exam. Okay, but either one of these, okay, would be considered the correct answer. Okay, all right, so that should get you ready for your Delta Math assignment. And if you've got any questions, let me know. And if not, I'll see you in class for those of you who are coming back to school.